Hello, good morning. Here we are on episode 2 of Black Girl Joy Talks. Woo! Thank you for everyone who watched the first episode. It's definitely really appreciative. And this is just a fun experience for me. Gives me an opportunity to do something new and to also educate and motivate people within my age group about all the wonderful things going on in the world. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 2018 midterm elections. But before we get into that conversation, let's do a quick recap of last week's conversation. And we're going to share some of the answers that we received from our question of the day. So for our question of the day, we asked, how can we mobilize to build upon the talents of young professionals? And some of the ways in which we can do that is definitely just by being a support system for one another, to encourage and allow young people to make mistakes, to learn from them, to know that you're not alone. Some of the answers we received are as follows. So first and foremost, we had one of our respondents talk about mentorship and participating in being a mentor as well as having mentors. For me personally, I have many for different reasons. I think it's so important that you connect with someone, whether they're older, same age, or just within the community, and discuss with them some of the things that you're going through. And last but definitely not least, acknowledging the diversity in leadership and knowing that it's okay to be a different type of leader. Not everyone is going to be outspoken. Not everyone is going to have the same exact ways to go about their leadership. So thank you to everyone who made comments. Your thoughts are very much appreciated. All right, moving on. So let's get into this election. Let's talk about this, y'all, because this man, 45th, ain't it? Period. But I will say that good things came from his presidency. So we've seen a lot more people engage in this election because of its importance and how much it holds. And that's as a result of the president not being up to par at all. In terms of the 2018 midterm election, I just looked up a couple statistics to see what were the results and how have they changed from different midterm elections. So this midterm elections, we had 47.5 voter turnout. Granted, some people would still argue and say like that's still kind of low, but that is a large increase from the last midterm election, as well as the fact that it's midterms. You know, a lot of people just engage themselves in the general election and vote for the president. So I'm so glad to hear that this many people came out and went to the polls. But let's talk about all the problems that happened with this election, y'all. So I know a lot of people were just kind of frustrated because it kind of seemed like they was out here trying to suppress our votes. They really was. And I'm jacking it because I know a lot of people who put in their forms to receive an absentee. They even called their county board of elections but never received anything in the mail. That's problematic. So we need to do something to make sure that this does not happen again. To be vocal and talk to the people who were just recently elected. Congratulations to all of you. And discuss how can we ensure that this is not an issue in the future. So we had a lot of wins this election year. I really wanted to highlight the women who won this election. So we have Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, who are the first Muslim women to win Congress. We have Alexandria Cortez, the youngest woman to ever have a seat in Congress. Sharice Davids and Deb Haaland, the first Native American women to be elected to Congress. That is so dope. So proud of everyone. I'm excited to see all the work that we can do. So what is this going to look like for us moving on, and how does this shift in leadership further our experience in the United States of America? So now the power has shifted. And I think that this will be very helpful for college students, specifically talking about the Department of Education. Betsy DeVos, I don't know if she knows what she's doing, but I think it's very important that now we have people who will be actively checking her role and, you know, figuring out how has she been handling student loans particularly. There were some conversation regarding the rights of DACA and Dreamers, so we want to make sure that all of those individuals who are attending 4-year colleges and universities and even 2-year institutions are going to be able to get the proper assistance that they need to continue their education. Moving on, our next steps for civic engagement and political action, I think, would be to make sure that we're checking in with these legislators. I think a lot of times we think that we vote and that's it, which is not true. So we need to be sure that now that this election is over, how are we keeping our legislators accountable? So for today's question of the day, I would like to ask all of you, what are some steps you would like to take to keep legislators accountable? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of those wonderful things. I want to continue this conversation, and if you have any more things that you would like to hear about from me, you can keep that in the comment section as well. Reach out on all social media platforms and you'll see that at the end. Bye bye. Real one. Ain't nothing to it.